28th, 2025.
I'll make the motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of January 28th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Minks, seconded by trustee Whitko. Any discussions, questions, clarifications? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, trustee Whitko, for filling in for me. Special reports, there are none. Public works, public hearings, there are none. Plan commission cases, Brandon Nolan has two for us. That is PC 25-01 and PC 25-02.
Good evening, Mayor and Trustees. It's my pleasure to present two Plan Commission cases tonight. In the case of PC 25-01, the applicant SDR Partners on behalf of MG School District 70 is requesting a special use permit to allow the expansion of Parkview Elementary School. The parcel is zoned R1, is located on the north of Hara Park and the east and south of Linnaea Woods in the Cook County Forest Reserves. The proposed expansion consists of a new wing to the northwest of the school with a partial second floor, a playground, and related landscaping. Sightlines to the addition from the adjacent residential properties would be limited due to the distance and location of the existing gym. The adjoining parking lot to the west would be reconfigured to increase parking, and the existing access drive curving from the south would be restraightened slightly. And in the case of PC 25-02, the applicant, A+C Architects, on behalf of Varda & Company, LLC, is requesting an amendment to the Plan Unit Development Ordinance 23-02 to allow the installation of 6-foot-tall black aluminum fencing surrounding the rear yards of each residential lot within the Ponto Collection subdivision. The amendment request is in response to potential buyer feedback that indicates fences would make the newly constructed homes in the subdivision more marketable. No other aspect of the approved PUD requires a change as part of the amendment request. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Brandon. Any questions from the board? Thanks, Brandon. Hearing none. Residents' comments, this is on agenda items only. Agenda items only. Hearing none. President's report, just a few things. I want to remind everybody that we are in the middle of February, and February is Restaurant Month here in Morton Grove. Participants have a chance to win one of 10 $25 gift cards. To enter, you submit a photo of you and your friends dining or a receipt of your friends and you dining, totaling $25 or more, showing that you ate in a Morton Grove restaurant in February, and we'll do the raffle in beginning of March 10th. Winners will be announced at our March 25th board meeting. Enter to win by March 10th. So again, dine in Morton Grove in February, get your entries in by March 10th, and we will announce our winners at the March 25th board meeting. Our next neighborhood outreach meeting will be held on Thursday, February 27th at Melzer School at 6 p.m. And you can always stay up to date with village events. Sign up for our e-news and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and other socials as well. I have no other report tonight. Clerk's report?
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Staff reports, village administrator Zoe Hydorn is filling in for Chuck today.
Brief report, Mayor. The National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory beginning tomorrow morning and continuing through Thursday morning. We anticipate 3 to 6 inches of snow accumulation in the area. As always, Morton Grove Public Works crews are prepared to begin salting and snow operations. As a reminder to residents, parking restrictions are in effect for designated snow routes after a 1-inch snowfall. Snow routes are posted with blue and white signs noting the snow route restriction. Vehicles illegally parked on designated snow routes may be ticketed or towed.
Thank you.
We ask that everybody travel slowly and with caution, and that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Corporation Counsel? Thanks. Your reports by Trustee Khan?
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Trustee Minks?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have resolution, 2506, which is authorizing the purchase of a 2026 Type 1 additional duty advanced life support ambulance. A little bit of background on this. The fire department wishes to purchase and maintain a Type 1 additional duty ambulance to continue to provide advanced life support emergency medical services to our community. This ambulance will replace the current reserve apparatus, which is a 2011 International MedTech conversion A4 response vehicle. The Northwest Municipal Conference through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative had previously negotiated a group purchasing contract with Foster Coach Sales, Inc. of Sterling, Illinois, after soliciting bids from various vendors. The SPC contract number 214 offering this purchase has been extended until May of 2025. The village established an ambulance committee consisting of members of the Morton Grove Fire Department and head maintenance technician from the Department of Public Works. This committee developed specifications tailored to the needs of the community. The village contract will include the standard Freightliner chassis as well as a Horton ambulance conversion and patient handling equipment. The entire purchase will be paid at the onset of the contract. Therefore, the final price includes a third-party performance bond, and this resolution will approve and authorize this purchase. The fiscal impact is $478,728. And I was speaking with the fire chief this evening, and it'll take us 3 years to get this ambulance. So I move that we approve Resolution 2506 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Minks, seconded by trustee Travis. Any discussions, questions, clarifications? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Sheba.
Aye.
Trustee Phil.
Aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Resolution 25-06 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Geez, Dennis. Chief, not even a few weeks, you spent $500,000 right out of the gate. Very nice.
And then the final portion of my report is the Citizen Police and Fire Academy. The village will be hosting its Citizen Police and Fire Academy starting in March of this year. The 10-week program starts March 19th and will be on Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 8:30. The free program will give participants an understanding of our departments along with a working knowledge of law enforcement and firefighting. To learn more, visit the village's website. And that's the end of my report, Your Honor.
Thank you, trustee Minks. Trustee Sheba? Thank you, trustee Thill.
Yes, Your Honor, I have several resolutions. I have Resolution 2507. It's authorizing the sale of surplus of village vehicles and equipment and the purchase of a new 2025 S70 Mini Bobcat skid steer from Atlas Bobcat of Elk Grove Village, Illinois. I move we accept Resolution 2507.
Motion made by trustee Thill, seconded by trustee Minks to approve Resolution 25-07 as presented. Any questions, discussions, clarification? Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Sheba. Trustee Phil.
Aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Trustee Khan. Resolution 2507 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I have ordinance 2505, authorizing the acceptance of a drainage easement at 9120 Waukegan Road. I move we, whoops, this is
Nope,
an
just the
ordinance.
first read.
First read, I'm sorry.
Yep.
One other item I have is the 50/50 tree planting program. From now until April 1st, 2025, the village will accept applications for the 50/50 tree planting program. The program allows residents to request a tree in the parkway near their home, and with the resident paying 60% of the tree and the village paying for the other $60 and the village paying the other $60. There are a variety of species available. Please visit the village hall to apply. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, trustee Thill. Trustee Travis.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have two resolutions to present. The first is Resolution 25-08, authorizing a contract with Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the enhancement of digital squad car cameras to include automated license plate recognition capabilities. Every year, staff reviews their current technology, hardware, and software capabilities to ensure appropriate use, efficiency, capabilities, and storage capacity, and conducts research on new technology. During this process, staff determined that Axon Enterprise of Scottsdale, Arizona offers licenses to enhance the functionality of the department's current 15 Axon fleet, 3 in-car cameras. The purchase of ALPR licenses would allow current in-car cameras to capture license plates, which would then be uploaded into the flock system already in use by the village. In normal process, To review possible solutions for the village, several quotes would have been sought in a competitive process to find the lowest cost option for these services. However, several years ago, the village entered into an agreement with Axon to handle body cameras and in-car videos for the department. As the village expands its video services, the village must continue to use Axon in order to have a single system to access its various platforms. Additionally, Axon software allows for the digitizing and storage of evidence that is compatible with Cook County systems and the Flock ALPR system already in use by the village. Finally, there is no room available in a department squad car to add a separate ALPR camera system. As such, the village recommends foregoing the solicitation of additional quotes and continuing its use of Axon for this purpose to enhance functionality and integration of village systems. This resolution will also authorize the village to purchase these vendor and product-specific enhancements to its 5-year contract with Axon. The total cost of these enhancements over a 48-month period is $53,267.85, with $11,000 due during 2025. I move that we accept Resolution 2508 as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made by trustee Travis, seconded by trustee Thill, to approve resolution 2508 as presented. Any discussions, questions, clarification?
I have a question for the chief. Chief, is this the system that helped you take care of that carjacking last week?
The flock system that trustee Travis mentioned is works in conjunction with the system. So it's very similar and it ties into the same system that helps us.
To let the public know, there was a carjacking this past week, and within an hour, our police had the suspect caught. So, Chief, thanks for that. That's my comment.
Any other comments? Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Sheba? Aye. Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Kahn?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Resolution 25-08 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, my second resolution is Resolution 25-09, authorizing a contract with Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the enhancement of the Axon digital evidence storage capacity to include unlimited digital storage. So again, every year, staff reviews their current technology, hardware, and software capabilities to ensure appropriate use, efficiency, capabilities, and storage capacity, and conduct research on new technologies. So during this process, staff determined that the volume of digital evidence will drastically overtake current storage capacity due to the implementation of body-worn cameras, increasing number of cell phone evidence extractions, and high-resolution video and photographic evidence. In a normal process to consider possible solutions for the village, several quotes would have been sought in a competitive process to find the lowest cost option for these services. However, several years ago, the village entered into an agreement with Axon to handle body cameras and in-car cameras for the department. So as the village expands its use of video services, the village needs to use Axon in order to have a single system to access its various platforms. So this resolution will authorize the purchase of these licenses. Total cost of these enhancements from March of 2025 through March of 2029 is $75,658.50, with $17,962 due during 2025. I move that we accept Resolution 25-09 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Travis, seconded by trustee Whitko to accept resolution 25-09 as presented. Any questions, discussion, clarifications? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Kahn?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba? Resolution 25-09 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Trustee Whitko.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight I have ordinance 25-06, approving a special use permit to allow the expansion and modification of an existing school at the property commonly known as 6200 Lake Street in Morton Grove. We know this is Parkview School because Brandon read the details in earlier this evening. I will add that there was a unanimous approval from the Appearance Commission, Traffic Safety Commission, and Plan Commission. This is a first read, so no action is taken tonight. And I will move on to ordinance 25-07, approving an amendment to a planned unit development to allow the installation of fences between and surrounding residential lots within the Ponto Collection subdivision located on property commonly known as 9312 Shermer Road in Morton Grove. Again, Brandon read the details into this earlier this evening, and this is a first read. And that is the end of my report.
Thank you very much. Any other business brought before the board tonight? Hearing none. Presentations of warrants, Trustee Khan.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to present a warrant register for February 11, 2025, in the amount of $697,266.85, and I make a motion to approve the warrant register as presented tonight.
Second.
Motion's been made by Trustee Khan, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any discussion, questions, clarifications on the warrants? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Sheba. Trustee Thill.
Aye.
The warrants pass as presented, 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Residents' comments? Any residents' comments? Kim?
Okay, I hope we get 6 minutes because there's two of us. Want me to get started? Sure.
Good evening. My name is Samina Hussein.
And I'm Kim Moldovsky.
Both residents of Morton Grove. We just wanted to make a comment together as a team. Kim and I met 8 years ago. 8 years ago during Morton Grove Ladies Tea event, which I hosted. And so since then, we've had a really strong relationship. So at a recent community event before the November 2024 election, someone noted that it often takes 2 to 3 years for federal decisions to trickle down to the local level, that local politics has the greatest impact on our everyday lives. But when we live in unprecedented times, the situation changes. In just over 3 weeks, President Trump has issued more than 63 executive orders, many of which overstep the limits of the executive branch. And he has also granted more power than is legally his to give to the DOGE committee headed by Elon Musk, a multi-billionaire whose companies have benefited from $15 billion in government subsidies in the last decade.
As we wait for the judicial branch to sort through many of these actions, families around the country are being left in limbo. This includes families in our own community. It might be an immigrant neighbor concerned about the legal status of family members.
Or undocumented school children now afraid to go to school.
Or perfectly legal citizens now afraid due to emboldened immigration vigilantes threatening them through phone calls or taped notices that ICE will be coming after them. This may be due to the perceived notion that they are illegally here due to their skin color, accent, or lack of command of the English language.
And it might be a neighbor who's a member of the LGBTQ plus community worried about the status of their marriage.
It might be a neighbor who depends on Medicaid for their family's health care.
Or it might be a family that was planning a home addition who worries that tariffs will put their cost out of reach. Or the one who planned on making their home more eco-friendly who can no longer count on the tax credits to make it affordable.
It might be a family who was hoping for tax relief, but have learned that because they make less than something like $300,000, their taxes may be going up.
So you might have neighbors who work for the federal government, and if they are anything like the federal employees I know, they have a whole range of worries about their jobs right now.
If you have neighbors who work for universities or healthcare systems that rely on support from National Institute of Health grants, the recent decree that the grants will only cover 15% of overhead payments has likely left them shaking in their boots.
So orders are being made, orders are being rescinded, courts are issuing restraining orders. In fact, I just now read about a temporary restraining order regarding the NIH grant limits. So there's a lot of chaos and a lot of concern and a lot of fear in our community right now, and we're quite aware that as village trustees, this is beyond the scope of your job.
But that doesn't mean you can't help solve this. Everyone in this room has the potential to be a part of the solution. We do this by creating community, a notion of fellowship, and the idea that we are all Morton Grovers and we stick together.
So tomorrow, when you're out shoveling or snow blowing your driveway, especially if you're using a machine, you can walk a little farther, maybe even to the end of your block, and don't forget the bus stop. You can leave a neighbor a note, a candy bar, or invitation to get together. You can introduce yourself, something that maybe you've been meaning to do since they moved in.
Even if it was 5 years ago. If you're heading to the grocery store, ask your elderly neighbor or the one with young kids, or any neighbor really, if you can grab something for them.
And so all it takes is extending the invitation. So I met several, oh, this is your, like, okay. But we met several wonderful neighbors, younger families that moved, during, in and out of our lives. And when we try to welcome them, Kim, for example, has stuck a sign in front of her lawn inviting people to come for just a, random event that she just created.
We are here tonight because Samina reached out to me for years, and at one point I reached out back to her, and together we created an even larger and more supportive community group. Community starts with you, it starts with me, and then it becomes all of us.
Let's stay positive.
Thank you.
Wonderful comments.
Thank you. I want to thank both of you. As I can testify that both of those women have been nothing but great examples of Morton Grove, and I really do appreciate both of your efforts all the time. So just wanted to let you know if I never get to tell you that, now I got to tell you, so thank you. I need a motion to adjourn. Any other residents' comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn. Motion made by trustee Mink, seconded by trustee Wickel to adjourn our meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.